Hi, I'm Rob Carter, one of the pastors at Towson Presbyterian Church, and I'm here to talk about what we think of when we think of the church. Because the truth is, while you certainly have your idea of the church, if we ask 2 or 3 other folks what their idea of is when they think of the church, they may have a very different one. Some people think of a building when they think of the church, and that's certainly true. We at Towson Presbyterian have a pretty large building, and I'm right here in it in the middle of an old office that we've turned into this video room with lights and this backdrop behind me. But actually, the church is so much more than just a building. So some people may think of the church as a religious institution, and that's true as well. We are an institution that is just about 2,000 years old now. But unfortunately, institutions have a reputation for looking out for themselves, for being interested in what's best for the institution. And the church, ideally, should not be interested at all in what's best for the church, but what's best for people. And sadly, others, when they think of the church, they think of a place of exclusivity, a place of insiders that's differentiated from outsiders. And maybe they have felt even judged, being forced out, put on the outside of the church looking in. And as I watch TV and I see the church being spoken about in different ways by different people, it makes my heart break to see the church represented at times by people who do draw lines, very thick lines at times, between people who are good, are in the church, and aren't in the church and therefore bad. But the church should not be a place of insiders versus outsiders, just as the church should not be a place of injury. And most sadly, some people have been injured by the church. Some people have been deeply wounded by an experience at church or something the church has taught. And how sad that a place of warmth and welcome, how sad that a place that should be modeling love and grace for each and for all has turned into a place of injury and causing wounds for some. Now, all of these are very valid interpretations of the church when we think of it, but what I hope the church can be identified as is not a building, but a community, a people who come together from all kinds of different backgrounds, all kinds of different circumstances, but they come together and unite as a people. Paul, one of the authors of a bunch of letters in the New Testament of the Bible, he calls this community a body. And he says, just as a body has all these different parts, each important, but none of them able to do it all without the other parts of the body, so too a church is a community of many members, and each and every member is precious and blessed with gifts and a purpose, but we need each other. We need each other to be who God calls us to be. I also think of movement when I think of the church. I think of how God is always calling us to grow closer to God and closer to each other, to move closer to God and closer to each other, to become more of the people God knows we can be, and to help make this world into the place God has always intended it to be. So I think of movement when I think of the church. Now, what do we do within this movement? What do we actually do as a community of people who gather together? Well, obviously, we come and we worship. We thank God. We praise God. But we also ask questions of God. We express our hurts and our sorrows to God and to each other. And in this way, we celebrate with each other's joys and we cry together with each other's sorrows. In this way, we support each other. But we also hopefully do more than support each other. We also hopefully live out and practice living out our faith. So I hope that the church is also very much a practice ground, a place where we come and practice what it means to love others, a place where we come and practice what it means to forgive each other, a place where we come and practice what it means to have compassion for others. Compassion not in the sense of just having sympathy for one in need, but compassion in the sense of actively working to alleviate the pain or the suffering of someone else. I hope the church can be this place where we practice our faith. These are things that I hope we begin to identify with the church. As for who specifically Towson Presbyterian Church is, well, we're going to dig into that in a vlog that's soon to come, so please stay tuned. Meanwhile, see you Sunday.